Back on the road to glory. Road to glory is this way. Indeed, Saz concurs. There's a... What is this? What is this? That's a good question. Has an icon on the map. That's what I said, Saz. It's raining now.
A device that makes bad weather.
Why did we invent that?
Come out to play in the rain, did you?
Oh, it changes the enemies.
Isn't that adorable?
As they both shrugged at what he said. So, okay. So different weather has different enemies? And I can change the weather. They modulate precipitation levels. They could have said that in an easier way, but whatever. Certain indigenous fauna exhibit rain-shy behavior, taking cover during storms. However, inducing showers can result in encounters with otherwise elusive hydrophilic wildlife. This game really likes big fancy words. I actually know what those mean, but it does like big fancy words. So I can use this to make it rain or not. Well, it forced rain on me, so let's go through this area with rain. Why not? Oh, I almost actually got a preemptive strike in there. Ah well, and we'll kill the little ones first because they're weak and piles of garbage. And if we get those guys out, we don't need to worry too much about deeps. The frog deeps. Courtship dance. That is possibly the most hilarious courtship dance I've ever seen a frog lizard thing do. Also, it spawns more enemies. By the way. So we may as well kill that thing so it doesn't spawn more enemies. I wish I had known that previously, but I don't. Although I guess you could just keep killing the frogs it spawns. I assume they each count for individual experience and stuff. I don't know. I think we really do need a commando because we're not staggering anything. I don't think we'd stagger this thing anyway. I don't know. Did that thing just spit at me? I think that thing may have just spit at me. The hedge frog spits. Good heavens. And 2 stars. Yeah, and a strange food. I wonder if you could just keep killing those indefinitely and getting items from them. Potential item drops. There's another one of these? Okay. Yeah, I want nothing to do with that. There's frogs over there. There's frogs everywhere. How... This game has a lot of songs. I don't know what you're on about. You keep complaining about the game only using that one song for battles, but really, I think every other Final Fantasy game does the same thing. Why would I want to switch this again? Would it make these fights easier? That dude's doing some sort of weird headbutt thing in front of me here. Not sure what he's doing, but... So there's one of those angry dudes over there. With an item. Actually, out of curiosity, what spawns up here if I change the weather? Does it get rid of the horrible abomination things? What spawns those? And those are about 1 billion times easier to deal with than the other enemies that would otherwise spawn here. So let's deal with these guys first. Or only, not first. I don't want to deal with the other things at all. Cool story game. See why? I guess we're fighting that one. I thought they were going to hit the other one first, but never mind. So much damage, man. So much damage. Ow. If I can avoid fighting those, whatever those things are. The things with a hide that I can't murder that takes like 20 minutes to kill. If I can avoid fighting those, that'd be great. Because there's really no reason to fight them. 20 minutes for like 160 experience. Totally not worth it. And that used to be a boss. Or at least a variation of that used to be a boss. And we're going to wrap back around this way if it lets me, because there's an item up here. And she made a squeak. Hello, how's it doing? I don't even think I entered his detection area. Just ambushed him. Oh, I didn't ambush him. What is this garbage? How did I manage to not ambush you, man? That's actually really good for staggering, now that I see that. Or it was when it knocked him airborne. It doesn't seem to be otherwise. Then again, we just stagger him with that anyway, so it's kind of null and void at that point. These things are so easy compared to the other things. They're actually immune to physical attacks. I probably should have noticed that earlier. Didn't realize they were immune to physical. I thought they would be, like, halved physical damage, but not immune to it. That seems a bit ridiculous. Then again, even commandos have magic attacks, so that's kind of null and void anyway. A metal armband. I should look at their equipment. Well, she's keeping that, that's for sure. He's got a black belt. Crap ton more health. Veal and critical shell. If I had another mage's or magician's mark, I'd put one on him as well, but I don't. Instead, we'll just murder these dudes, because I like murdering dudes. And Saz is indeed a black belt. He's a master, and apparently we didn't ambush these guys. So this fight's gonna suck pretty badly. How did I not ambush them? I totally thought I was gonna ambush them. They didn't seem to detect me. Hey, maybe they did, and I just didn't notice it. I don't know. Now we're getting beat on by Flandragoras. The Flandragoras are murdering her. You can be a black belt and use guns. Doesn't mean you couldn't have not used guns to obtain your black belt. People do that all the time. Ow. They make like a whip crack when they attack. It's a little bit weird. I'm not entirely sure how that would possibly make like a whip crack sound. They're made of flan. They're an oozy thing. How would you make a whip sound with an ooze? This game, man. This game's mechanics, they make no sense. Even the sound design. I'm kidding, the sound design's alright. Well, mostly the music's alright. Everything artistic about this game is pretty darn good. The storytelling, however, not so much. The storytelling in this game is god-awful. Thought it was raining there. Should probably go check what that was. Probably someone in my garage stealing all of my stuff. Who knows? Hi, Saz. Bye, Saz. So I presume it doesn't want us to fight that because it's going to be a hard fight for two people, so let's swap it. He flies away, I think. Or there's just a bunch flying around, I don't know. He does fly away, and he's replaced with frogs. Hi, frogs. How's it going? Everyone doing good? I'd love to ambush you. Is that possible? Probably not. They're hopping in the most retarded possible patterns. I don't even think they're hopping in a pattern at this point. I may have ambushed them. I did! Lovely. They're all mud frogs. They're all gonna be irritating things to murder, I'm sure. Except for that one, because it's staggered. So screw you, game. Eventually, murder it, please. TY. Wait, is he already staggered? Why is he staggered? When did he get staggered? Or she, or it? That courtship dance is hilariously stupid. It makes glorious sounds as well during the process of courtshipping things. I think she may have cast Fyra and hit that thing as well. That may have been what happened. Get the other mud frog. We're gonna have to heal. Because we're being whipped by tails on these things. That's gotta be a sad way to die. You get whipped to death by a frog. What did he just do? Did he just fire off his guns like freaking chain guns? Is that what he just did there? I think that may have been what he did. It looked kinda cool. I wish he'd do that all the time. Because he did a metric crap ton of damage really quickly. He has lowered defense. I'm not sure when he got that, but he's dying. Saws, man. Keep it together. Keep your crap under control. Had a bunch of fluids. Once again, keeping mysterious fluids in my pocket. Not that Vanille has pockets, but whatever. I'm gonna save at the next save point and probably end it there. Depending on where the next freaking save point is in this abomination of an area. There's an item there. Totally want the item there. Oh, there's one of those, like, special Fancy Pantaloons ones over there. A gremlin leader. No, it's a what? A Garcha Masir... what? I don't even know. I don't know what it is, but it needs to die. Because it has a name that is impronounceable. I also need to heal. Please stop murdering him. Thank you. TY! Now I'll go back to murdering these things, because they're easy to kill, because they're merely gremlins. Excuse me. Arbitrary fight number 77 has been completed. I should check out the Cairo herp derp thing as well. Cyro. The Crystarium. That's what this place is called. Can I increase your level? Nope. Could bump your saboteur up. Poison. So she actually knows poison with her saboteur. And Quake, which is good, because I like using Quake. I like to abuse the fact that I have Quake. May as well buff his synergist. Takes him ages to do. Ooh, what is that? Add lightning attribute to target's attacks. Add water attribute? Interesting. Interesting. So you can give attacks an innate elemental property. Let's go this way, because there's an item here that I see already. Get rid of these danguses over here, because I don't want to fight them, because they're a pile of garbage. And they take forever to kill. They're not particularly hard, they just take forever to kill, and there's one of those things back up there again. Can I has item? Item. Totally want that item, game. And you're gonna give it to me, whether you like it or not, Mandragora. Preferably in a manner that involves you all getting staggered instantly. You're not going to, because that guy was just slightly out of the AoE. I hate you, game. I hate you with a passion. Oh well. It's not like staggering these guys does anything but boost damage, from what I can tell. Staggering like the robotic dudes in the previous area meant they didn't attack you, which was really useful. I really like staggering things that makes it stop attacking you. I am fond of that. I wish there was an actually different, like, casting animation for higher level spells, because she still casts it the same, it just takes an extra bar. Wish there was a more flamboyant attack for it. But alas, there is not. I got murky ooze. I've got a lot of ooze in my ooze pockets. Just a bit awkward. I wonder if there's an item up there. If there is, it's pretty easy to get it from this way, so... I want to ambush you. They're having none of that preemptive strike crap. They whipped right back around. I'm just gonna get rid of the freaking gremlin first, because there's only one of them. It'll take half of a turn to do. And now we must murder the Garcha Masira A and B. Seriously, who named those things? It's a horrible name for anything. Oh, they know level 2 fire, do they? Ow. I wish I could tell them to move apart so they stop getting AoE'd to death, but no, that's not a thing I can do in the game. And it's thundering! So that's what that sound was, it's thunder. I didn't think it was, because it was bright outside, but then I remembered I live in Florida, so... it thunders randomly somewhat here. Torn leather. I still don't understand why those things have torn leather on them, but whatever. There is not anything here, but I could use this to get rid of the, that thing over there. I wonder if you can fight those, or if those are just there to block your path and force you to change these things. Apparently, Garcha Masiras. Ooh. I think I probably should have used the other one over there to swap, because that's obviously not going to work. And now it's probably spawned some enemies around. Yeah, it respawned those dudes over there. Thanks, game. Appreciate it. Gotta murder these things again. Hello. It's us again. We killed your brethren. Now we're gonna murder you, because we don't like your kind. You're funny, and you make weird sounds. So we're just gonna exterminate you. That's what this game teaches you. To exterminate things you don't like. It doesn't actually teach you that, but, you know. If I was an extremist, that's how I would advertise it. I wonder how easily a triple Ravager party would stagger something. Have I tried a triple Ravager party? I don't think I have. Because triple Ravager party and then transform that into a triple Commander party when it gets staggered. Efficiency! Not my middle name. Let's go change this thing, ignoring the Flandragora who's being a flamboyant Flandragora. It's all so complicated now. No, this is gonna respawn those things, isn't it? Oh. And I'm standing right next to one. Okay, it's over there. It's cool, it's cool. It's not next to us, we're cool. Except it spawned one up here. Game! Do you want to force me to fight one of these, or what? Okay, it's tucked in the corner, we're cool. What's over here, other than a billion things? Doesn't appear to be anything I'm really concerned about except for the frogs, but... yeah, what happens if we change it? Just out of curiosity, what enemies do we get for changing it? Because if it's easier, I'm gonna do that. No reason not to. I don't really want to fight 4 frogs that can spawn 3 frogs apiece. There we go. These, however, that's not what I meant to do. That's a lot of these things. But I would like to fight these more than the stupid frogs, to be honest. I still don't understand how her staff thing is like a weird sling. Like a yo-yo sling thing going here. I'm curious if I should just... No, well, I was gonna say I should use Quake to stagger everything, but again, there's no real benefit to doing that. Because I can't hit everything unless I use Quake again. I could throw some TP into the next party, because there's 4 of these things. We'll try that. We'll see if we can get something quickly done with that battle there. I don't know what I got, because I skipped through it. How's it going? Everyone had a good day? Making weird bubbly sounds, as you do when you're a Flandragora, I suppose. I make weird bubbly sounds. So, time to use Quake a couple times here. That's not right, it's technique. That didn't do very much damage. Did stagger everything. What about now? Still didn't do a whole lot of damage. Maybe I can AoE some stuff with Fyra here. Kind of. Kinda did it. Didn't quite work to my plan, but hey. We had to start somewhere, and that somewhere was not where I did start, because that didn't go very well. Kill him. I wanted you not to waste that, but you did anyway. Actually, that did work quite well, because that stagger lasts forever when I'm not hitting him, apparently. Or when I do it with Quake, anyway, it lasts forever. I don't know if it does normally. I don't know many things. I have Vibrant Ooze, though. I do know that much. I also do know there's a save point up there, and that is where we're going to end it. Once I get rid of these abominations. Which side is their face? I think the side of their face is the one that looks like it has a tie. Yeah, the one that looks like it has a tie is their front side. Hooray! Now we know. I think I got that off late because I was being stupid, but whatever. It's cool. Yeah, I got that off way late. Oh well. Actually, Quake bumps their stagger bar way up, and it actually maintains that really easily. So that might be a good thing to actually open a lot of fights with. Because, I mean, that guy had a 120 on his stagger gauge. Or not a 120, like a 110 or something on it. It's a pretty good spell there, gotta say. Probably why it takes TP to cast, because it's pretty darn good. I didn't realize it actually bumped the stagger up that much and held it there. Now we do! Joyous knowledge. And knowing is half the fight, etc., etc. That's how that works, you see. I don't think there's anything in the Crystarium that we have to do. Is there a bigger map? I don't think there is. I don't remember. That pauses it. That resets the camera. No, I don't think there's a bigger map that I can look at. So we can make the map bigger and see what's down that corridor, but alas, we shall save, and we shall find out next time what is down that corridor, for it is the end. And apparently map is in the menu. But then I wouldn't have a cliffhanger, so cliffhanger. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.